Hello, everybody, and welcome to today's webinar, Taking Action on LinkedIn. We have Sandy Colombo, myself, Kim, and Jinky.
Good morning.
In the office in Cebu. So thank you, everybody, for coming today. Sandy, take it away.
Well, I'm very excited because it's all about taking action on LinkedIn, what we're going to talk about today. And Dee, you have a fantastic story to start with, right? It's really interesting because as we've gone through the webinars, things have shifted for the people, not just who are watching the webinars, but some of the people that are actually involved in the webinars. Woohoo! A round of applause for Dee. Give us your story. Come on.
Okay, so I've had a block around doing videos and video content, and yeah, Jinky's laughing, I know. And it's been a block forever. And I've done the occasional video. When I say that, I've probably done 2 a year since I've been using LinkedIn. And I did a video this morning and it felt really good and really easy. And what made it easy was I just spoke what I wanted to say. And yeah, I've posted it. Don't know how it's going to go, but that doesn't matter. I know. So for me, Sandy, I don't know what it is, but I have epiphanies and go, oh my God, this is an amazing thing that I've just thought of and I really want to share it. And then there's this block of, oh, but I don't want to share it in a video. So I've just gone, you know what, I'm just going to do it. And I think
we had a superhero outfit for you today, Dee. Put it on and look like our man here, but you know, you'd be Wonder Woman, of course.
Yes.
But this is the thing. It's actually not about the action. It's actually a half a step before the action. It's all the overthinking we do about how we're going to be perceived. Who's going to look at all of this stuff? What are they going to say? I mean, I did my own post this week and had people actually, which was fantastic, actually then tagging me in their own videos saying, you're inspirational. Well, I didn't feel inspirational. I don't like doing it either. And all this stuff comes up for all of us, right? So it's good to know that you are just the same as everybody else. You have your own, what do they say? Same old feet of clay, like the rest of us, because we get stuck, right? However, I think it's about congratulating you. It's not about how many people like it. It's not about whether it's engaged. It's not about any of those things. It's actually about you've taken action on LinkedIn and you've cleared something.
That's true.
And I did write a post this week about LinkedIn and everything that's coming up for you. And I don't mean just you, I mean you, me, Jinky, Kim, and the world, people. All LinkedIn is doing is highlighting that for you, right? So where are you not being seen in your business? Where are you not being heard? Where are they? It doesn't just play out on LinkedIn. It plays out in your business. It plays out at home. It might play out on the PNF, right? It might play out with a girlfriend or a family member. It plays out everywhere.
Yep.
Right. And LinkedIn isn't doing anything. All it's doing is holding up a mirror and giving you a reflection of your blocks. And when you need to go and take action on LinkedIn, because you know you want to, right? You did want to, right? All LinkedIn's done is held up a mirror, right? And all this stuff's come up for you. So thinking about before you actually did the video, what was going on in your head?
Well, normally I would have, well, actually this is what happened. I went out the back, set up my tripod, and I literally had a conversation with myself, sort of rehearsing. I did a rehearsal in my head, and I went, you know what? Oh my God, I don't know what I'm doing. This just is going to sound terrible. And then I went, just screw it. Just press hit on record, go stand in front of it. You've got your points that you want to make, just do it. And I did it. So instead of overthinking it, having this big script, you know, already written, already planned out.
And then it's not right, and you didn't do this bit, and you didn't do that bit, and you set yourself up for failure, right?
Yeah, I didn't do that. I mean, I started it and I went, you know what, this is just making me freak out even more. these are the points I want to make. Just get out in front of it and then just have that conversation as if you were talking to someone about it.
Yeah, absolutely. So all of the stuff around taking action on LinkedIn, all of that backstory. Now, this doesn't matter if you're writing a post or if you're doing a video, or you might even be sharing whatever, or you think, I don't know anything about LinkedIn. Oh my God, I'll look like an idiot. I don't know. But all of this stuff is just the stuff that comes up that stops us taking action.
Yep.
And that you could cross out those words on LinkedIn. You could put in business, you could put on being successful, on making money, on anything, right? Because it's the same thing over and over again. And it's the block that we have around those things. So if you're a person who has a block around, I don't know how to use LinkedIn, well, you know what? We have a program that is online that will teach you how to use LinkedIn in the way that you want to use it, right? So there, tick, bang. So pay the money, go and do it, right? It's not that. That's just the excuse. And it's like you thinking about the all the things that you have to do and being perfect and writing a script.
Yeah.
Before you go and see someone who's a client, Dee, you don't write a script about what you're going to say.
No.
Surely.
No.
Right?
It's true. Very true.
So with it, you tap into your heart.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And you listen and you go with it. And it should be no different when you're doing video. Because otherwise, this is what you look like. Your eyes start shifting around because memory. You're thinking, your eyes go up in, depending which way you're organised.
Yeah.
But your eye patterns go up and you look like you're actually really shifty. Because I'm trying to remember what I said.
Yeah.
I'm trying to remember what I want to get into this video. Because the interesting thing is, it's the same with my posts. Sometimes I start writing something because I think it's going to engage people, and then I end up with a completely different subject by the end of it, and I flip it.
Yep. Okay.
The critical mind wanting to have something that will engage the people. But you wrote that great post, Dee, this week about fake it till you make it, or being authentic.
Yeah.
So what people buy is you or other people being authentic.
Yep. Yep.
There's going to be people that don't like you.
No, well,
don't like me.
If you have a look at the video, I'm out there in a work dress and gumboots, but you know what? That's just how it rolls in my house.
Yeah. And so you need to be comfortable enough with all of that.
Yeah.
And you will get feedback, and some may be fantastic.
Yeah.
1%, I always think it's about 1%, may be not so great.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. There will always be someone who will give you negative one.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. And what have we learnt, Jinky, about people who give us negative feedback?
It's pretty common, I think. People who actually see you, that it's kind of envious feeling that they have towards you, and seeing you that you are able to do it and they haven't yet. So it makes them feel like, I will pull this person down because I'm not able to do it. So might as well she or he won't do it.
That's exactly right. So it's their stuff coming up, right?
Yeah.
So it's their stuff coming up. And I've had quite a number of them, right? Where people will, and they never ring you. They don't ring you and tell you. They just put it somewhere, right?
Yeah.
And what it is, it's their stuff. They can't do what you're doing. They're frustrated with whatever's happening in their world. So you put yourself out there, so you're an easy target for them to feel better about themselves, right? So if that happens to you, this is what you do. You just wipe it off.
Shake it off.
Shake it off.
If you can't get rid of it that way, seriously, you go home, you take all your clothes off and you get in the shower and you run the shower and you soap it off. It's their stuff. It's not yours. And this is the stuff that stops us being who we need to be. Whether it's on like LinkedIn, or it's in business, or it's anywhere that, standing up on a stage, whatever. There's always going to be, you know, there's people who, you know, I'm just not their cup of tea.
Mm.
They might like coffee. That's okay. I'm just not, right?
Yeah.
So that's all right. And you've got to be comfortable enough. And that's the biggest thing that stops people taking action on LinkedIn. They'll tell you it's the tech, it's this, it's that, it's all of these things, but it's not that. It's you need to be comfortable enough to own it. And congratulations, Dee, you owned it.
Oh, thank you.
I'm moving on because we're running out of time, as we always do. Not too much. Let's go to the next slide, please, Kim, if you don't mind. So this is a really interesting thing, talking about video. I've been doing a little bit of, I suppose, testing and measuring, which I think is always good to test and measure. But you'll see that this is my profile, that last week when I did a video every day, I was up 167%.
Mm.
And if you see the other peak back there in September, if you can see that, that was when I did that whole series for working from home videos.
Ah.
So people, if you don't think video works, it works. And the same in August, I did a whole lot of video. So you can see where I've done video and where I haven't.
Mm.
So video, LinkedIn is wanting to encourage its users to use video. I think it's easier to actually, you can bang out 10 videos in a day and there's your content for 2 weeks, really.
Oh, can I just step in here with a point, guys? If you are recording video and uploading it to LinkedIn, it needs to be what LinkedIn considers native. So don't go and upload it into YouTube and put that link into LinkedIn as a, you know, go and check out my video on YouTube. You have to load it into LinkedIn as what they call native. So if you've recorded it on your phone, it needs to come up from your phone. If it's on your computer, load it from your computer just as a file. Don't save it somewhere else.
And if you've got a iPhone, you can load it straight up. And a lot of the phones, you can load it straight up.
I did that this morning.
Yeah.
And I've got a Samsung, so yeah.
And the other thing when you're talking about video, I mean, there's lots of points around video, but the other thing when you're talking about video is make sure that it's sort of a minute or maybe two. And it's easier to upload too. But so people don't tend to listen to, you know, 15 minutes, 20 minutes. I mean, we do these webinars and we keep them to 15, 20 minutes.
Yep.
Because that you just need to get your points made, and I think we do that well. You get your points made and then people can go out and actually implement them, and that's the idea, that you implement them. The thing is, when webinars started, it used to be an hour, right, Dee? You used to run hour video webinars.
Yeah.
Now they're 15, 20 minutes because people are busy.
Yep.
So video is the way to go. You can have them, the captions put at the bottom, or you can just do it that way and write in the text what you're talking about.
Yeah. There's no right or wrong.
No right or wrong.
Whatever time frame, whatever tech you've got in, available to you and the time you've got available to it. It's really, don't let that block you. No,
don't let that block you. But I will say that I have been told by a number of LinkedIn influencers, the time to post your videos, if you're in Australia, is between 7 and 9 p.m. at night. It gives you the best advantage of being seen.
Cool. All right, next slide. Yep.
So one of the things that people don't know, and I want to give a big shout out to Tia O'Shea, who wrote her first, she's a client of mine, she wrote her first article on LinkedIn this week, but it's about resharing your post. Now, my videos have been reshared. I just wanted to give Tia a big shout out. I didn't want to actually use one of mine. I always think it's really good to, you know, bring in other people. But Tia, you can see here, I sent this to her saying, look, and I don't know this person, Tia doesn't know this person, but she's a HR person. Tia's in that whole HR world, but she's reshared Tia's post. And it was actually one that I'd already reshared. So Tia wrote the article, I reshared it and said, hey, you know, what everybody needs to understand is go deep, not wide on LinkedIn. And then one of my people, or second connections to one of my people, reshared it. So that post has been reshared and reshared. And when you start getting lots of reshares, it ups your engagement, because you're being shared to your, not just your first connection, second connections, but then it goes wider and wider and wider.
Yep. And I've done the same. I've reshared a post by a gentleman by the name of Paul Sando, and I reshared it with my 2 bobs worth at the top. So that's the thing, when you're resharing, don't just reshare, add your spin on it as well. And it's just the amount of engagement that I've had from just resharing that post has been massive. And for the original author, in this case, Paul, people are now looking at his profile because he was the one that originally wrote it. So he's gotten great results himself. And I think he sent me a direct message at some point and said, hey, way to go with, you know, increasing all my direct messages, you know. So he started to really get engagement for himself as well, which was really good.
And I think the point is here with the reshare, and most people understand it, but if you don't, that's a really good place to start. So if you are like, oh, I couldn't do a video like Dee, I couldn't write a post like Sandy, or I couldn't write an article like Tia, it's all too much, just start by resharing posts. But as Dee gave a very important thing, if you're going to reshare it, then put something in the beginning to your people. Hey, I really liked this video of Dee's because you can see how authentic she is, and I'm not brave enough yet to do my video, but I'm working up to it, or something along those lines, right? It doesn't, you know, I really love what Tia has to say about, you know, questions to ask before you put in a leadership program into your organization. So write something, you know, a paragraph or 2, and then reshare it to your people. And it's gratitude, because if your posts are being reshared, hence mine have been, and Dee's have been, and you were talking about Paul's have been, it's really good to then go back and like that and say thank you to the person and show some gratitude. So it's about your interaction as well, not just about what you're actually doing, whether it's video, resharing, articles. It's about actually being thankful.
Yeah.
It's really important.
Yeah. Well, somebody's talking about you in a good light. So of course you go back to them and go, oh my God, Sandy, thank you so much. You know, you've spoken about me in a good light. I mean, not exactly those words, but the fact that Sandy's sharing something of mine means that, you know, she thinks it's a positive thing. And that's super.
About, which we talked about last week with Debbie Rivers, the law of attraction, right? When you're grateful for what you do have, right, then you're going to get more of that. And I'd like to point out that Tia O'Shea and I have been, she's a client, but we've also become quite good friends. And I reached out to her on LinkedIn about 3 years ago. And that's how we met. And it's taken her 3 years to do her first article, because she kept saying, oh, you've got to do that, Sandy. And I'd say, yeah, watch your block, right? And we all, and that brings us back to the, you know, what we're talking about today, we all have a block. I have blocks. You have blocks, Dee. Everybody has them. It's okay. You know, accept it, move on, and just do it anyway. Feel the fear and do it anyway.
Yep. Absolutely. Even if it means standing in your backyard in your gum boots, that's just how it rolls. That's you. And that's what people, so this is the other fear is you don't need to be anything that you're not. Just go out there. If you're writing an article, write as you would write it. If you're doing a video it as if you were talking to somebody. Don't put any extra anything on there that isn't really you. Because
and I think that's the other thing, you know, like, and I'm going to get back to this because I knew it was going to come up. If someone, you know, starts saying to you that, you know, you're not writing it in the right way, or you've missed a comma, or you spelt something wrong, or blah, 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 blah. If they do it in a nice way, in a private message, one thing, you know, you're going to worry about the amount of content that I put out there. If I'm going to worry about what everybody thinks that my grammar's not perfect, hey guys, I'm not perfect. I'm first to admit I'm not. And so if you don't like it, you don't like it.
Yep.
Right? But that's your stuff, because that's your stuff coming out about being perfect. It's not mine. I've dealt with that now. I'm over it. Okay, last slide, I think.
Is there any? Yeah.
There's just one more.
Oh, yeah.
That's our Academy of Valuable Business Conversations, which we're very excited about, Dee. And we've got some very exciting news for those people who are on the webinar today. We are doing another one of our summits over in Cebu. So we'll be coming to visit you, Jinky and Kim.
Yay!
And it's August next year, but more details will follow on that. And thank you for everybody being here. Thank you, Dee, for just doing all of that, because it made a great story for our webinar today.
No problems at all. Thank you. And thank you everyone for attending. We'll send out details for our webinar next week, which is actually going to be on Thursday, not Tuesday, but we will send out details soon.
Yes, because it's Melbourne Cup. So
Yes, on Tuesday.
Yes.
We'll be at the Melbourne Cup. So.
Yep. Cool. All right. We'll see you next webinar. Thanks, everyone.
Bye.
Thanks.
See you later.
Bye. Bye.
Bye.